When doing budgeting in CenterPoint for some accounts whose values don't change very much from year to year, the easiest way to get figures into the budget might be to copy them from either a previous budget or from actual information. And that's what I've done in my budget here. I have copied some of my overhead expenses from actual information. The copy process is discussed in another video. After that copy process is done, however, you might want to make some changes to those figures. I'm going to make a percentage change to the figures in my utilities expense category. Now, to make sure that we see the change on the screen, I'm going to have you focus on the month of May, where I have the figures 437, 148, and 4010. So those are the figures that we'll make sure get changed when we do this percentage increase. To do the percentage increase, you'll go to Edit and Adjustments. Now you'll see I do have my 3 utilities expenses here, so I can just work my way down through that, but I'd like to just see those 3 accounts and eliminate all of the other accounts. So you can filter for certain accounts on the top left. I'm going to filter for accounts in a specific category, and the category that I want is utility expense. Now, how many categories you have might depend on the version of CenterPoint that you're working with. I happen to be working with the agricultural version. When you highlight an account, on the right-hand side, you're going to see the current amount, and then once you make the adjustment, you're going to see an adjusted amount. To make the adjustment, you're going to go to Adjustment Type and select the adjustment called Increase Decrease by a Percentage. If I want to apply that percentage change to all of the periods, I can just leave it as the selected range of periods. If I want to narrow it to a specific range of periods, I can click on the down arrow and choose which periods I'm going to make the adjustment to. I'm going to make the adjustment to all of my periods. And then you can choose to either make an increase by a percentage or a decrease by a percentage. If it's an increase, you'll put in a positive number, and if it's a decrease, you'll put in a negative number. I'm going to increase mine by 3%. To perform the adjustment, all I have to do is click Perform Adjustment and then say yes to the question, are you sure you want to perform this adjustment? What I'll see is the original number on the left and the new number on the right. At this point, until I either click Apply or Save, it doesn't really make any adjustment to my budget. So if I change my mind, I can just cancel and get out of here. Next, I'm going to move to my next account. So if either the date range changes or the percentage changes, I can make that change first and then click Perform Adjustment. And then I'll do the same for my last account. Like I said, it hasn't made any changes to my budget yet because I haven't clicked Apply or Save. So I'm going to click Save because that's the last adjustment I need to make. I'll click Save, and it'll go ahead and save it to my budget. I'll scroll down back to the utilities expenses. And previously we looked at that month of May to look at the figures there. The original figures were 437, 148, and 4010 for each of those accounts. So you can see that the adjustment has been made to each of those figures, and it's been made to all the figures all the way across all of those months. If you need to make additional changes, you can just highlight another account and go back to Edit and Adjustments.